Good evening. I'm Hemant Srinivas from the YouTube channel Going Vocal. So, the main purpose of this YouTube channel is to discuss some relevant issues which is faced by society in today's world and coming out with viable solutions. So, today we are going to discuss about the toxic culture that is existing in companies and what employees are going through and how we can help employees to find a solution to handle this situation. Today with me, I have two very experienced people. One is Anupam and one is Suresh sir. Both of them have got experience in working in professional companies. So let's get the ball moving. I think I'll first pose a query to Suresh sir, and then we can just take that point to the next point and we can have an open discussion. Good evening,
Okay,
Suresh sir. Yeah, the first
okay.
query is this. There was a time when people used to enjoy working in companies. I would say till 90, till the 90s or 95s, or maybe even till 2000. But of late, we are seeing since the last, say, I think 6, 7 years or 10 years, that this toxicity is increasing in amongst employees. The most brilliant of them are facing that, they are not enjoying, they are feeling the stress. So that is actually creating a sort of disappointment and sort of to the point of the employee themselves losing themselves and feeling very desperate. So, what is the reason for this to happen? Well, everything is you have everything, isn't it? So today we have technology, we have a lot of other opportunities. So many things are there. The perks have improved. So many facilities are provided. But despite that, employees are not feeling happy. I mean, if you find at least 70% of the workforce today in India and all over the world feeling very stressful. So, why is this?
Okay.
This is my first.
Okay. Okay. Good evening, Hemant sir, Rahul sir, and Anupam. Very good topic. From the beginning, let me say that we are all human beings. So we are committed to some sort, what you call, some principles while we are at home, or while you are at workplace, or while you are in the streets. As you said, until 1990, we had a different work culture, family bond, social gathering, etc. After that, beginning of 2000, we saw the digital revolution, digital gadgets everywhere, inside our house, home, in our office, everywhere. The digital world rules the world. Unlike in the 1990s or early 1980s, where there were social gathering, people coming together community-wise, or your family relationships, such kind of gatherings are not happening today. They, even if happens today, they are through online, like our meeting. We are all sitting in different places. We do not come and meet each other. So that kind of bondage in the early 90s or 80s, that is not happening now. Inside our home also, we can see, unlike in the past where the father, mother, and children sitting together and even eating or discussing everything, that doesn't happen now. Father may be working in some other place, mother may be working at home, and children are away for studies or job. So naturally, the physical contact is not happening. Even teaching can be done through online. The moral principles have eroding due to the passage of time. Children want to play with digital gadgets, mobile phone or computer, rather than going outside and play football or hockey. That also affect this kind of work culture. Inside the office, even in government office, you can see utter competition among employees, competition among different business groups, different IT companies. So naturally, the pressure arises there among employees, among the employers, among different companies. So the company fixes targets for employees. So in order to achieve these targets, somebody may become victorious, somebody may become down. So that is why we can see reports of employees committing suicide. Even the number of policemen who committed suicide, the number of employees, it is alarming figure in Kerala and also other parts of India, because they do not get enough rest or leave and to enjoy with their family. That is not happening. And in the latest report published in media, it is the IT employees that face more stress and strain in workplace. Then comes the banking people. Then comes the second stressed people are media people. When we all worked, there was only print media. Now with the numerous television channels, social media, the work pressure in media houses is tremendous. Then the third category is bank employees. Unlike in the past, they also face tremendous work pressure. But even if you start your own business, there will be tremendous work pressure, tremendous stress and strain. So what we need is we have to learn to overcome these stress and strain. That has to be learned from the school days itself, not when you become an employee in a company. When you are a student, nowadays, students are depressed even if they lost 1 mark. When we studied, the first rank holder of SSLC got only 550 mark out of 600. Now, because at that time only the mathematics subjects, the students get full marks only in mathematics. Now you get full marks in Hindi, social studies, even in Malayalam also. So the competition among students is also high. So instead of scoring marks, if a student fail to get the achieved target, he or she may become depressed. We have seen such reports everywhere. So even if you are a student or an employee or a mother, parent or father, that the strenuous work culture, a strenuous lifestyle exists all over the world. So these are multiple factors. We cannot single out one factor for this the cause for this stress or strain. When you combine all these factors, we can see that everybody faces stress and strain, but you need to overcome. You have to learn how to overcome this stress and strain, and in future also, the trend will become alarming. So you should start from school days itself to face this risk, this stress, and to overcome this work culture.
Yeah, so I think what Suresh sir was saying was that social human connection, which was there, say, before 2000, is now lost totally.
Yeah.
Maybe
Okay.
because of the technology, and maybe people have become more selfish. They are busy with their own lives. So that could be one reason. So they get depressed. They are not sharing their problems. And second thing
Yes,
is,
yes,
of course, second thing is, of course, competition. Competition is driving employers, not employers, so to say. it goes down the line, and everyone wants to outbeat the other. So that could be another reason why people down uh, uh, working below the management, they face stress. And
Yes,
as you rightly said, we need to come out of this, face this with mental resilience. So if
yes.
our education system is putting a lot of
Pressure on
focus more on
students.
academics. I think if education system puts focus, and even people who are facing this, if everybody is having this ability of uh, coming out triumphant, even when you are down. So that has to
Yes.
you have to develop yourself. So
Eh,
Anupam, what is your idea? I mean, about this toxicity which is happening, and how do we find a solution to handle this situation? Because I think no perfect company, getting a perfect company is not going to happen. Every company has its own minus and plus. If you ask me, I've been 25 years I mean 26 years in the field of sales. So I think you're not going to get a perfect company. So I think the idea is how should this particular phenomenon be handled, and why? So I just I request your feedback on this.
Thanks, Hemant, for your question, and thanks, Mr. Suresh, for your views on this topic. I think he covered a lot of things, and he come from a very a background where he worked in the times where we did not have this kind of online facilities. Now, with coming down to a lot of technology driven things, I think there is a gap, like Mr. Suresh has already told us. But I think there are other factors as well, and one of the major factors that I feel is the unrealistic demands from the employers. Because I think the major reason for that is excessive competitions amongst different organizations. If you see the IT companies, there are a lot of competitions. Then there are other manufacturing companies. Maybe you talk about cement manufacturing. There's also a lot of competitions are there, and that competitions is not is directly linked to the employees. It's directly is thrown to from managers to the employees who are working over there. So there's unrealistic expectations from the employees that they have to work a lot. Even on weekends, they are asked to work. We have seen a lot of podcasts and also some in some news that many chairpersons and directors are asking the employees to work even on weekends as well. So I think that is one of the major reasons, and the reason for that is many MNCs have come and set up their institutions in India. They want a cheap labor force, and amongst them, I think somewhere we are also responsible, because as Indians we want to do everything. We do not care about our health. We sacrifice our family as well, because we try to somewhere run behind the money. Only the money factor is there as our psychology. So I feel that we are also responsible, because if you see, the work culture is different in European countries and even in down to the United States of America. People tend to enjoy their work. They spend time with their families. They have a lot of leisure time for themselves. But in India, what is happening is we are trying to pull each other's leg. And even then, that this is also seen in the amongst the managers. They try to pull the legs of their own colleagues who are working under them, criticizing them for not doing well or not giving extra efforts to make things happen quickly or in a tight deadline. So I feel this is another factor where I am trying to point out towards the micromanagement, where nowadays a lot of managers try to micromanage things, and that is also creating a kind of toxicity, because they are reporting to managers who are sitting abroad. And if you see, the time difference is a lot. With the European, we have around 4 hours of time difference, but we continue to work along their time as well. So even I've seen a lot of people, in myself also, sometimes try to match the time of I'm working in MNCs which is based in France. So it's not a work culture that they promote. They ask us to do not attend the meetings which are after 6 p.m. So this is how they see us. But as Indians, we have that kind of mindset. We do not want to miss something. We want to put extra efforts to gain some extra percentage of increments. And this is also a reason where I feel that we are ourselves also to blame for this kind of toxicity. Then there are micromanagement where some managers point out that you are not doing good and the other person in the same team is doing good. They try to compare each others and try to create this kind of toxic work culture, and these kind of things can really hamper the mental situations of the employees and also create factor of animosity amongst the other colleagues. So I feel there are a lot of things that are happening in and around India and also abroad, but I feel the pressure that India is facing with a lot of MNCs coming up, and then there's a startup culture which are actually catering the needs of the people sitting in Australia, then European countries, then the United States of America, and they try to take advantage of their own cheap labor force, Indian employees, and then because of this, I think lot of stress is there. We have seen that there are a lot of cases of suicide attempts, and also there are a lot of people who have already under a lot of stress. So there are problems, but there are solutions for these as well. Suresh also he mentioned in his views that we have to take these things right from the education, right when we are in our schools. We have to take the anger management classes, then stress management classes, then yoga is one of the things that we have delivered to the world. But I think we ourselves are not taking benefit of it. If you see, very few percentage of people in India are actually exercising yoga and those kind of exercises which relieves stress. And this has been yoga is now getting trending in India as well, but after it has been recognized all over the world, and that is how we try to. This is the pity situation that we have with our own people in India, because if the other Western people are following, then only we try to understand our own culture, then we try to follow it. So we have to be get in touch or be close to our culture. I think that will help. Then we have a lot of books, self-help books can also help to understand how to calm down our pressure, to be stress-free, to be more productive, and within the time frame that we are working. In that time frame, also we should try to deliver rather than extending our work hours, impacting our health, and also impacting the our family. So this is my view, Hemant.
Yeah, actually good. Yeah, they're very interesting points because I think the situation here in India, we Indians, we tend to work too hard. Maybe, as you
Yes.
said, for increments, for promotion. So I think this culture has been there, right? I think from many years. I mean, if you take our education system itself, our grandfathers, they always used to say, uh, you should be the first in at a 10th standard, first in
Yeah.
pre-degree, or I mean, then it used to be known as PUC. Now, of course, it is plus two. Then you should enter as I say, if you enter as a join a company as a say somewhere down the level, you should work and reach the MD level. So it has always been, but I think that is all. It's all been created. I think. Most important thing, what I feel is, as you said, yes, yoga is actually a gift by India, but I think countries abroad, especially the European countries, are practicing that more. We Indians are not. We are not taking advantage of that. There are tools, as you said, to reduce stress, because stress is what creates that toxicity, and you are not able to bring out your feelings. So there, I think what I feel is assertive communication is very important. I think Indians basically we are not assertive. I think as an employee also you have a right to express yourself. So you are working hard. You are doing all the assignments given to you, and but despite that, more assignments are given, or you are made to work much harder. As we know, there was a case where this young girl in the multinational company, she was young, she is a very bright student of charter accountancy. She passed that, and within about 6 or 7 months of joining, she died of a heart attack. There also, what I feel is, I analyzed, she was unnecessarily taking work on herself, just as you said in your whatever statement you made. But she didn't assert herself. I think assertive communication is very important. I've seen in life, if you have to if you don't assert, the other person will try to trample you. You have to express. If you are doing well, you are performing well, and you are doing all the tasks, then you have to tell your boss, see, I have done this, so you cannot uh, speak wrong of me and unnecessarily harass me. I mean, you can be open about it, because I think open communication always helps. Probably we
Right.
fear, Indians basically fear speaking that to the higher ups, because they fear that they may lose a job or they may lose a promotional chance. So this is all, I think, the mental makeup which has been ingrained right from schooling days. So assertive communication. I think if you take the Americans, or I think Americans, because they are the role model, I would say. I mean, they are very assertive. They speak out their mind. At least most of them, because there also there is depression, and uh, if you, I mean, many Americans today, I think 60% of the Americans are on psychotropic drugs. All that is it, but assertive communication, I feel, is something which we have to. If you have not learned that in school, I think from your experience, you'll have to bring out that from yourself and express. Be assertive, be resilient, and as you said, do meditation, relax yourself, because the whole idea of life is to lift your potential, and you are not going to get a. I think I wanted to ask both your opinions. I think you are never going to get that perfect company, whether it's even if it is armed forces or the police or the company or a school. You are going to have people who are jealous of you, who will try to bring you down. So how do you handle this? It is within you, by communication, by being relaxed, as you said, being able to be creative and innovative. So, I mean, what is your any other opinions both of you have on how to handle this? How to handle toxicity? I'm actually coming to that, because toxic culture is there, but how do you ensure that this doesn't overpower you? So, your
Think
opinions, Suresh sir and Anupam.
Yeah, Hemant, very important point that you have mentioned over here is the assertive communication. I think that we lack. And I'll generally speak about me or myself, or I've seen people across my work experience that communication is a thing which is lacking in all of our, all most of the Indians. If you see, Americans are very open about their thing. They will explain things that this is what my timelines are. This is I'm going to work like this, and I'll be taking this much time to complete this task. You cannot assign me more work. If you want to assign me more work, I'll give a separate deadline, or I'll create a timeline, and then I'll maybe share it with you later. But here in India, what we do is we try to take more work, or I think the main reason is we do not like to communicate well, and that is what is happening in most of the organizations. Assertive communication is important, like you said, very very important thing, and I think this is what has to be taught with the practices. Some courses we might attend, then we can also have good some sort of communication platform where we can talk to each other. Like this is the forum, I think, one of the best forums where we can talk our minds. We speak about very frankly to each other, and then we can. This is a sort of a stress reliever for me, because many times I work, then we have these podcasts where we talk about different things. Most of the things I'm totally involved in technical things, then I'm about my job and everything and family, and this is the time I feel that this is kind of relieving my stress. I'm opening up to a lot of things which I have not shared with anyone. I have not I don't share it with even with my wife, but here's a platform where we talk on things. We go deeper into things, and then we discuss. I think this is one of the important thing which is also helping me to communicate well, and also to be assertive about my language and be open to people. Even if, like you said, we are really afraid of when we talk to a person who is higher than us, maybe of a higher authority. We are sort of we like to we hesitate at, speaking to them, and also we do not speak clearly, and that is where I think the good managers are also there. We have talked about a lot of toxicity in the organization, but I feel that they are good managers. I had very good managers. I feel that I am kind of person who had been very lucky that I've got good managers in my most of my careers. So I'm very open to them. I try communicate very openly to them, and if I feel that something is out of my hands or some I feel that I'll not be able to complete the task on time, I really try to be honest with them, and this is where most of the other people in my own organization, I see that they are not very upfront with their thoughts. They do not calculate things when the task has been assigned to them, and that is how they get stressed, and then they later complain. And then also there is a communication gap with the managers also. So assertive communication is very important. Uh, I think one of the most important thing in the corporate world, and also maybe across different even the government sectors as well. We have seen that government sectors also has very a stressful job these days because the government is coming very hard on government employees also. They are being paid well, but they have been assigned a lot of tasks, and we want India to be a developed economy in next 15, 20 years. Then that is, I think, government sector has to drive well. So that is why there's pressure on them also, and everywhere there will be stress, but we have to find time for ourselves, for our family, to have get together. And maybe one of the things which maybe HR also comes up with, like group outings where we can go with the team, we can go for outings for team bonding activities we can do, because sometimes there are some people in our own team which with whom we work but we never come across or do not communicate with them because of different domains of work that we have. And these kind of activities can create a bond amongst each other and then reduce the toxicity. And then the factor of where there's some jealousy comes up when we know other person and we feel that we feel good about the person, that no, he's a good guy, he's doing well, or he deserves that. And these kind of camaraderie should be there. We should be able to support each other, even if a person who's not doing well, we should be able to support him, make him do well as a team. And that is how we can, I think, remove toxicity in the organizations. Yeah.
Okay. So,
I want to add one
Suresh,
aspect.
yes, yes, please,
Um,
please.
every individual has to find time to relax. Relax means if he or she is interested in music, he should listen to music. Or if she is wants to watch a movie, then find time to watch a movie. So whatever, or if you want to read some books, then read books or write or draw something. So you should find time among this toxic work time to relax. So, and also the company team leadership also should arrange some leisure trips like picnics, one-day picnic or family trip, so that the work stress culture can be minimized to some extent. All other factors are said by both of you, to which I agree.
Yeah, so I think to sum up today's podcast, what I feel is there are two parties here. You have the employer and the employee. So as far as the employer is concerned, I think human welfare is very important. It is not just because human beings are an asset. Japan, if you know, it has got only human beings. All their raw materials have to be imported. But Japan's asset is its human force, is human the citizens. So similarly, when you for an organization to grow, HR is very. That's why you have this HR department. So humans, the employees are very important. So employee welfare, as Suresh sir and Anupam rightly suggested, some diversions like entertainment programs or going out together to some place for a picnic or recreation facilities. All that can be made, and of course also trying to take the feedback of the employees. I think that openness, that open communication, getting feedback from the employees. Employers should get feedback from the employees about how well the employees can further improve in being a leader, because the employees, that is very, actually I would say it's very good taking feedback from the employees about the employees and the higher ups. And similarly, as far as the other part of this whole thing is concerned, that is the employees. I think employees let me be very open with you, all the listeners. We are not going to get a perfect company. Every company, whether it's the armed forces or the police force or any company, IT or school, whatever you feel, whatever company you see, whatever firm or the company that you see, there are going to be people who are going to bring you down. You're going to face competition because competition is stiff now in every segment. So you need to develop mental resilience on how to handle the situation. Uh, Assertive communication is one way of uh, tackling the situation. Second thing is relaxing yourself by going into meditation and diverting your mind to something, sharing your thoughts with your fellow colleagues or even your boss or maybe the higher up. Sometimes what happens is in many companies, the immediate boss to whom you are reporting, he may be creating toxicity, but the actual information is not known to the people above him. So probably you can bypass him and go to the top person and say, look, I'm working under this person, but this is how he's treating me. So there may be an understanding person somewhere in the top. So open communication. So open communication, resilience, developing resilience, uh, speaking positive about yourself, visualizing. I think definitely every human being has got the power to tackle any situation, but it is up to you. You need to understand it is not the war is not lost. Even if you have not learned all this in school, if any time at any age you can change yourself. And what I am suggesting, or all of us are suggesting, is you should not fight and be aggressive. Be assertive and bring out solutions so that you are able to enjoy your work in the company. Never fear the outcome. Just because you reported something, you are going to lose your chance of a promotion or your employment is in jeopardy. You don't have to think about it because opportunities are so much. Everything is a learning process. So let's be positive and develop resilience and treat human beings like what they are. Welfare of the human beings. That's very important. So I hope you have liked this is a discussion. Keep subscribing to this channel, and we are going to come out with more interesting topics. This is Hemant Srinivas signing off along with Anupam and Suresh. Thank you and have a nice evening. Bye.
Thank you so much, Heman. Thank you, Mr. Suresh. Okay, bye.
Thank you. Thanks, both of you.